Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. Happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is me, Sophie. For those of you who may be returning, welcome back. Good to see you. If you are new to the channel, welcome and thank you so much for your subscription. I am your friendly tarot reader for this evening. And this evening, I am using the Muse Tarot deck by Chris Ann. I also have her the Lightseers tarot deck as well, but her art is absolutely beautiful, and this is a very beautiful deck, as are all my decks. This is exceptionally beautiful. I can answer any and all of your questions, with the exception of medical and or legal questions. Please consult a professional in either one of those fields if that is the question that you are, or the answer that you are seeking. My basic menu of readings can be found pinned at the bottom of the chat, starting with my mini reading that is just one question, and it consists of 5 cards, and it is a donation amount of $7.77 if you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it's $9.99. And then I also offer my full reading. That consists of 10 cards, and it can just be one question, or it can be split into 2 individual 5-card questions. That's a donation amount of $14.14 if you donate using PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Using Super Chat, it is $20.20. And then finally, I offer my in-depth or expanded reading, which I highly recommend. It's 15 cards. It really allows us to go deep. It can be just one question, be split into 2, one 10-card reading, one 5-card reading, or into 3 individual 5-card readings. And that is a donation amount of $21.21 if you donate the regular way, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. If you need to use Super Chat, it is $29.29. I answer a lot. I answer all sorts of questions. I'd say the predominant amount of questions I answer would be love and romance questions. But I also answer a lot of questions pertaining to career, finance, spirituality. I've helped clients find cars. I helped a client earlier this week find a car. Yeah, there's really no limitation, but I do a lot of romance readings. If you are curious about how someone is thinking or feeling about you at this time, I highly recommend my love spread, my OG love reading. It's at no additional donation amount. It's just a suggestion for a reading if you have a question of the heart. And it answers 5 questions in one. It tells you what your person's current thoughts are towards you, their current feelings, their current intentions, their general energy toward the connection between you and them, and your general energies towards the connection. And it can be done with a mini reading, a full reading, or an in-depth reading. Highly recommend that. Doesn't have to be of a romantic nature. I've done it for people's friends, coworkers, neighbors, pets, you name it. I've done the, if you're just curious as to how someone is regarding you, I highly recommend, can't recommend that reading enough. On the topic of love and romance, I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. Those can be answered in one of 2, or asked, I should say, in one of 2 different ways. The first way is just directly asking your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if the person who you are currently connected to is indeed a soulmate of yours. If the answer is yes, they'll explain why and in what context. If the answer is no, they'll explain why not. And then alternatively, if you don't want to ask it just directly, we can also ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if they give their divinely ordained blessing towards this connection. If the answer is a yes, that is a very solid confirmation of romantic soulmate status. It is, I don't want to say difficult to get spirit's divinely ordained blessing, but they do have very, very high standards for us. That's something very important to keep in mind there. But when they do give their blessing, it is definitely not something to be taken lightly at all. And that reading consists of 10 cards and is a donation amount of $16.16 if you donate using Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. You need to use Super Chat. It is $23.23. I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young. I discovered a method of being able to channel people's past lives, my clients' past lives, through tarot about 2 years into my professional practice. And there's really no limitation to what we can discover through your past life regression reading. We can ask with any intent if you're looking to validate an irrational fear, or a recurring dream or nightmare, or a certain proclivity towards something, or a connection towards something culturally or religiously or spiritually. There's really no limit. I've asked people what people's most fortunate past lives were, what their least fortunate past lives were. It really runs the gamut, and each one of our past lives is vastly different from the other. And depending on how old of a soul we are, most of us have a lot of past lives to discover. So it's a very fascinating journey. I highly recommend. And that is a 10-card reading, and it is a donation amount of $19.19. If you donate using Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal, if you need to use SuperChat, it is $27.27. And then I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on, who are no longer on this earthly realm. If that is something that you are interested in me, interested in my service for that, I would be honored to read for you. I can get in touch with 95% of folks who have passed on. So I do that 5% margin. I do like to check before we commence with your reading, and I don't charge to check at all. It doesn't cost anything. If we can't get through to them, we just don't commence with the reading. And if we do get through to them and you don't want to commence with the reading, that's fine too. It's just a check-in. But I do need to know their name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's super helpful if you can provide me with a photograph, but it's not mandatory, but it does really help. So if that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. It is a donation amount of $35.35 if you donate using PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. $50.50 if you need to use SuperChat. And we just received a donation from Miss Wendy. Thank you so much, girl, for your donation. Happy Friday. How are you doing? Yes, happy Friday. I was so excited. I thought I was going to be walking in the gay parade on Sunday with my synagogue, but I realized that I have a prior commitment that morning at the art salon, so I can't do it. I'm like, dang. So, but I'm sure I'll be able to find fun things to do afterwards. You just got back from a wine bar. Nice, nice, girl. Oh no, I hope you still get to celebrate. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to. Excuse me. I'm sure I'll be able to still celebrate, if not tomorrow night. Excuse me. I just got the hiccups like out of the blue. I ate right before I went live, so maybe that's why. But yeah, no, I'm hoping, if not tomorrow, on Sunday. Where did my jigger go? Oh, and girl, remind me to tell you about the crazy story I have to share with you. Totally offline. Totally offline. Oh my goodness, yeah. Very, very interesting. Yeah, and I had a cool class tonight that was just over in the city, so always like to stay local and discover new local. Yeah, yeah. I will, girl. I will. This is pretty wild on many levels. But yeah, yeah. How can I help you, love? What is on your mind? My question is, how does Aileen, a Gemini, feel about me? Okay. Do you want to do thoughts, feelings, and intentions, or just her feelings towards you? because the thoughts, feelings, and intentions can be done for anyone. It's not just for romance. Just feelings, you got it. Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. What are Eileen's current feelings towards Wendy? All right, girl. We have 3 of Swords reversed, 10 of Pentacles reversed, 7 of Cups, the Chariot, and Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This is good. The only card I'm not crazy about is this 10 of Pentacles reversed. Is this someone who you work with by any chance? So starting with this 3 of Swords reversed, this is definitely, I don't know how long you've known her for or how long she's known you for, but this is definitely a card of like so far so good. What she has observed of you and from you, she likes, she appreciates. So she likes what she sees, she likes what she's experienced and observed from you. No, it's a long-term friend, but I feel like there's tension between us. Okay. Okay, that's likely what this 10 of Pentacles reversed is alluding to here. Is she going through a divorce by any chance? Or family issues? Because I will tell you, because yeah, 10 of Pentacles is a card of tension. I even say 3 of Swords reversed is a card of tension in her life that's probably bleeding into your friendship. She's mourning her mother's death. Okay, yeah. That's also, I think, this 3 of Swords reversed is she's healing from pain, from heartache. Because I sense the tension energetically, girl. I sense it. It's not just because you came and asked me. I had no idea who she was to you in your life. I didn't know if she was a new person or what, but I see someone who really values you, starting with, well, Queen of Pentacles. We'll start here. If there is, and I believe there is, tension between you guys, again, I don't think it's towards you. I think it's within her, and I think it's bleeding into the friendship inadvertently, subconsciously. This will not, and I hope you didn't, I hope you don't think that this is threatening the friendship, because it won't threaten the longevity of this friendship. It won't threaten the livelihood of this friendship. I don't see this lasting much longer. I don't know how long it's been going on for, but with the Chariot, I do see her moving forward. 3 of Swords reversed, the Chariot. These are cards of healing. Of course, you can't just get over the death of a parent, the death of a loved one. But okay, because it makes me feel weird on where I stand. Gotcha. Yeah, I would say that you don't stand in a bad place. With the 7 of Cups right here in the center, she still very much values you. She still very much considers you one of her closest friends, and someone who she does not want to lose. I just saw the word cherish. I like never used that word, and I just saw it like in my mind. She really cherishes you, and she's having a really difficult time right now. I'm not making excuses for her. I'm not saying that it's okay for her to be weird with you or have tension with you. But I don't think she's aware of it. I don't think she's using you as an intentional punching bag. I think, if anything, this is all very subconscious, and she may just need some alone time right now. She may feel like she needs to be around others, and it probably is healthy for her to be around others to a certain degree. But if it's, I also have reason to believe that you're not the only victim here. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if, not again, but I also wouldn't be surprised if this is bleeding into other friendships and other relationships of hers, if other people are seeing it as well. She's having a very difficult, well, she's definitely on the road to healing, um, but hell if she's not having a difficult time right now. Because she still is having a very difficult time. Um, but she's not, she doesn't want to leave you. She doesn't want to end the friendship. And again, it's nothing you did or said. And I hope you didn't think that. But I can guarantee that it's nothing personal with you. Again, that doesn't make her, and I don't know what her behavior or communication has been like. I'm not trying to make excuses for her, but I also feel like it's a subconscious thing. But yeah, in terms of where to go, you mentioned it makes you feel weird on where to stand. Okay, I wasn't sure if I should take it. I wouldn't take it personally at all. I might even give her some space. Because I think I low key think she needs it right now. Not just from you. I think from like a lot of people. I think she needs a little bit of hermit time, some hermit time. When I think she might be overextending herself, and it's almost impossible for her energy to not bleed into her other connections in her life that she values. In terms of, yeah, where you stand moving forward, you mean a lot to her, but I don't know if you've talked to her about it, but if this continues, I would address it. I'd be like, look, I know you're going through a hard time, but I just noticed I feel like there's some tension between us, and I just want to address it before it turns, I don't think it's going to turn into anything, but I would address it more as like, I'm checking in with you to see how you are, because yeah, you seem tense, and just after everything, and which I'm sure you've talked about, her mom and everything. Um, but yeah, I would possibly talk to her about it, but approach it more as like just a check in, like, where are you at, how are you doing? Things just seem a little different, because you also, even if it's subconscious, you also can't allow yourself to be victim to that. And I don't think she's going to be that way forever, but if she's acting that way temporarily, that's where I'm saying you might, if you do notice that, that's when I would take a step back a little bit. I don't want to be self-centered. You're not, no, not at all. And you're not self-centered. That's the thing. And you're approaching this from I think a very empathic place. Um, yeah, just checking in with her, and yeah, know that it's not you. And you're not, no, you're not self-centered, love. No, no, no. Well, thank you so much, Wendy. And you just sent in another donation. Thank you so much, love. You got it. You got it. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. If I were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what's the general energy of that trip? Ooh, well, it would be very, very cold and very, very snowy. Um, I know Quebec, like my boss's daughter went to college in Quebec. She's graduated and she was going there a lot the past couple of years, and she was there earlier in March, and she was like, "Oh my god, I left when I had to put my fur coat on as soon as I arrived. Like I totally forgot about Montreal." Okay, let's see. If you went during the holidays, yeah, and they're super. They have I think they have a whole Christmas like Joyeux Noel thing. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would be the general energy if Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Wendy were to go to Montreal during the holidays, what would be the general energy? Old Town, Quebec is so cute. Oh, that's actually what I'm thinking of is Old Town, Quebec. They have a whole Christmas, Joyeux Noel celebration, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing it on Conan years ago, many years ago. We have Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Six of Cups, the World reversed, and the Hermit reverse. Looking good. I know we typically look at the world, a lot of folks typically look at the world and think travel, but not always. With this Ace of Pentacles, I see this as this would be a really solid trip for you. I see there being logistical eases, even with the language barrier. I see it being a really fortuitous journey and adventure. You may feel, with this Eight of Swords, though, you may feel a little constrained. And I'm thinking that might have to do, honestly, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but possibly with the weather. I know, because sometimes it can get brutally, 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 brutally cold. And I know when I was in London in January this year, I was there, I think, probably the coldest day that year. It wasn't a blizzard, but it was like, it was like a dry cold. It wasn't raining, it wasn't snowing, and like even the locals were complaining about how cold it was. And I'm a total weenie when it comes to the cold, but I just wrap up and I usually just get through it. But there was one day where it was so cold, I wasted a day. I couldn't get out of bed. I kept on, like, I was ready for my day, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna take a half-hour nap. That turned into 3 hours. That turned into, like, I just spent the whole day in bed. I got some fish and chips. That was it. Like, ruined the whole day. And I was talking to ChatGPT about it. I'm like, I feel so guilty. She's like, no, that's actually a really normal response to the cold. And it's true. Like the couple times I did go out that day just for walks and to get food, there was no one out on the streets. Everyone else was inside too. And anyway, so that might feel constraining. Language barrier as well, but Google Translate's wonderful for that. But this looks gorgeous with this Six of Cups. I feel like it's going to be, Six of Cups is all about staying in the present moment. And when we're talking about travel, it's very much things inspiring you, things around you that inspire you in ways in very childlike ways, or things that inspired you, and similar things that inspired you when you were younger, inspiring you on this trip. But something about some kind of connection with your childhood being rediscovered there, um, really unexpectedly. And I don't know if you've been to Montreal, but I see with this world reverse card, I see you really, really liking it and like not wanting the trip to end. And with the Hermit reverse, yeah, this is definitely the Hermit's journey, like emerging and going on that journey, um, after acquisition of knowledge, um, in both senses. After one has acquired acquisition of knowledge in terms of logistics, and leaving in search of knowledge, like going after knowledge, and discovery. So I think it looks great. I think this looks great for the holidays. Other than the chili factor, the chili down factor, um, chili dog, weenie dog. I am a total weenie when it comes to the cold, so I feel you. Um, Other than that, I think you'd have a wonderful, wonderful, very inspiring time, um, that would really feed your soul. And yeah, Ace of Pentacles, that's a very, very powerful, very strong card. Crowley felt that it was the most powerful, strong card in the deck. 78. It's not just any beginning, but I honestly, the Ace of Pentacles I do feel is the strongest out of all the aces. It's a not just a beginning, but it's a beginning with a solid foundation, a solid structural foundation. So I'm team Wendy for Montreal for the holidays. Thank you. Since I don't have a lot of time, I figured Canada is a good mini trip. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's on the east coast of Canada, I know, but it's still pretty close compared to other places. Definitely much closer, relatively to other places for sure. Yeah, I've never actually been to Canada. I've only stopped in Toronto at the airport, but never been. It's also not too. I was just gonna mention that too. Is like the Canadian peso, the exchange rate is good for Americans. Like, it's good. So I just thought of that. I'm like, oh yeah, and the exchange rate, yeah, it's not everything has a good. Or I think more things are more expensive, but the exchange rate's so good that I think it works in the favor. You've gone to Vancouver and Toronto. Cool. Yeah, I really actually wanted to explore Toronto, but the few times I've been there, I've only had like a few hours layover. Unlike Warsaw next week, in which I'll be at the airport for 8 hours after an 11-hour flight. Yeah, I could go into the damn city. I've got enough time, but Lord knows I won't. Yeah, I'm sure the 8 hours will fly past. If 4 hours can fly past, 8 hours will fly past. I'll watch a movie or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm Montreal for the win for sure. Looks good. Well, thank you so much. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you. I hope you have a good book or something. Yeah, I've got hell of reading for my Judaism conversion. Yeah, no, I've definitely got a lot I need to get together. I'm buying my dress tomorrow. I'm going downtown. I'm gonna get a dress. I was looking at this gorgeous Alexander Wang dress, but I think it's too short. But yeah, the ladies will help me there, or the guys. I don't care if they're a guy or a girl, but yeah. Um, so yeah, getting my dress. Gotta get everything in order. Still haven't. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll show it to you for sure. It's gonna be photographed quite a few times. Yeah, no, it's a big wedding, girl. I don't even want to say the number because I don't want to trigger myself. But yeah, so much I need to organize, and my brother does too. And yeah, he's dealing with all his stuff. And anyway, it'll all be organized. It'll all be taken care of. But yeah, no, I'm excited about the dress tomorrow. Say yes to the dress. I'll probably go with black. That's usually what looks good on me. But yeah. And yeah, that reminds me I need to go to the bookstore and pick up other books that were recommended to me by my rabbi. So, yep, yep. Well, thank you so much, Miss Wendy. Yeah, I will share that news with you. I will definitely be sharing that news with you. My goodness, what a crazy thing. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much again, love. I really appreciate you. So the donation queue is once again open. I'm going to use this time to shout out my private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. The first type of private reading that I offer is by appointment only. That's done one-on-one over Zoom. I will likely not be able to do those when I'm gone from the 2nd to the 16th. So just letting you know. But those are basically what you're seeing here. It is what you're seeing here. It's over Zoom. You can give me all the context and backstory you need. It's private. It's not broadcast over a live stream. And it's on your convenience, on your time. And then the second type of private reading that I offer is at no additional donation amount. I offer that anytime. Just send me your donation with your question, and I can answer your question in at the very latest in 24 hours. That's very rare. Usually, I can answer in about 2 to 3 hours. I always have a deck of cards on me, depending on where I'm at. But especially when I'm traveling, that's definitely the mode you'll want to take. And I do those over voice memos, over DMs on Instagram. Of course, these aren't one-on-one like my Zoom appointments are, so do bear that in mind, or typed over email. So yeah, with that being said, again, the donation queue is currently open. So if you have a question, please don't hesitate to send in your donation. Thank you so much. You sent me an email. Okay, I'll go check that. Thank you. Hey Darcy girl, how you doing? Happy Friday. How's your weekend starting off? And how are you in general? Before I donate, are you still taking donations? I sure am, girl. The queue is open. So, yeah, if you donate, you will be next. I am indeed taking donations. Yeah, if you see this screen, it means I'm in the room. I'm usually in front of the computer, but not. Sometimes I, put about my room, whatever. But yeah, no, if the screen's on, it just means that I'm not reading for anyone right now, but I'm available to read for you. You got it, hun. You got it. Thank you. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. Go ahead and add you here. All right, love. So you wanted a 10-card reading? You got it. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Are you there, Darcy? I received your donation. Oh, okay, there you are. I just like advice from the universe about my surroundings around me. Just wanting to see me fall. Oh, just people wanting to see me fall, but I'm determined to prove them all wrong. Absolutely. What's your sign again, love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding her surroundings. People around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Darcy with any and all advice regarding those around her. Oh my god! I just realized I thought about you yesterday, honey. I was out walking in the city. I was meeting a friend for dinner, and I had like a 30-minute walk from the train station, and it made me think of you and what you told me about your friend who lives in San Francisco and how you can like walk everywhere. Depends on what neighborhood you work in or live in. Yeah, I just went to the gas store and took them. I've been taking steps to be on top of my world, as you should, girl, as you should. Let's see what advice Spirit has here. Sorry, one sec. Just got an ad on my YouTube. Okay. We have Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, Page of Pentacles reversed, Five of Wands reversed, Page of Cups reversed, the Emperor reversed, the World reversed, Nine of Cups reversed, Two of Swords reversed, and Six of Cups. Okay, I'll give it a sec. And yeah. You go through the ad. You give me some time to look at this because this is kind of all over the place here. Oh yeah. Okay. Queen of Wands, the Emperor reversed, High Priestess reversed, Cups reversed, Five of Wands reversed, Swords reversed, Page of Cups reversed, and Six of Cups. For some reason, I had a feeling the Page of Cups was going to come here. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. If I were to summarize this reading in one sentence, what I think the conclusion will be is that there's only so much that you can do. Haters are going to hate. Dark people that have dark negative energy are going to have that dark negative energy, and it's really a matter of you not allowing them to, either not keeping them in your world anymore, or because Spirit is not encouraging you to engage with them, is largely what I'm seeing here. They're saying that you have the upper hand, starting with this beautiful Queen of Wands here. They're definitely saying that you have the upper hand, but this is what I'm saying with this Emperor reversed card. They're saying that there really is only so much we as people can do when it comes to haters. I hate to just put them in just that simplistic of a category, but judgmental, low vibrational energy folks. There's often only so much we can do, and really the most effective thing that we can do is to King of Swords them out of our lives, to operate from a place of logic and see these people are no longer serving me. In fact, they're actively trying to bring me down. I've got to separate myself from them. I've got to strike out on my own. And I don't know if this has ever crossed your mind, cutting, I don't want to say all these people off, but perhaps some of them, but striking out on your own, listening to your intuition in order to end toxic cycles and toxic behavior, cyclical toxic behavior from others, bringing it to a close with the world reversed. Again, I'm also getting this message here with this Page of Pentacles reversed that there is only so much that you can feasibly do in this situation other than to, and it's gonna, I don't want to, I know it's not going to be easy. I have a feeling that some of these people claim to possibly be your friend. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not all of them, but perhaps some of them. With this Nine of Cups reversed, I do get a sense that it's not the Eight of Cups, but it's very similar in that it's like people who you had faith in at one point have shown their true colors. Just ignore the haters and keep going and evolving. Which sounds like you're already doing. Don't engage in conflict with this Five of Wands reversed. When they go low, we go high. You know, there's no sense in arguing with idiots or teenagers or children. You know. Hi, Juanita. Welcome. And they sound pretty. I don't want to say they're stupid or idiots, but they don't sound like they're operating from a really strong place of logic here. They sound like they're operating from a really dark place energetically. And here we have this Two of Swords reversed, which is cutting someone out of your life or cutting certain people out of one's life, making edits in one's life, to no longer accept people possibly popping into your life with negative intentions, seemingly negative intentions, because your intuition is really strong, love. This High Priestess do not lie. Card don't lie. This is Spirit giving their advice. They're saying, girl, your intuition is very, very strong right now. Definitely listen to it. You're not imagining things. Sometimes people are imagining things. They'll think that people are hating on them left, right, and center, and I'll see in the cards that's not. And I don't want to say people are hating on you left, right, and center, but I see this because it's not true. People love you and people care about you, but there is a small contingency of people that are negative, just negative folks. And yeah, they're in your general sphere right now, and it would be best for you to stay in the present moment with the Six of Cups and to recognize that who they are now is who they are, and there's no changing them. We don't know if they're going to even change. Yeah, best thing that you can do is Two of Swords reverse the situation, and you'll definitely gain clarity by separating yourself from these negative energies and influences. Not influences, but negative energies. It's not warm energy. I'm very intuitive. Sometimes I don't like it because I'm very aware. You're a Cancer. You're a water sign. So I have every reason to believe that you are highly intuitive. Yeah. So sounds like you're from what you're telling me and from what I'm seeing in the cards here. Looks like you are on the right page. You've got a good idea as to what's going on here, and how to move forward, to keep your head held high with this beautiful Queen of Wands. She doesn't stoop to others' levels. She keeps her head held high, and she is full of grace. And that's very much your energy, love. Very, very, very gracious, and above all of that, just above all of that, you operate on a higher vibrational, much higher vibrational level than they do. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Ms. Darcy. Thank you very much, love, for your donation. I hope I brought you clarity there to your situation, to what you're dealing with. Because yeah, it definitely sounds like you've got this, and you're doing the right things. Alrighty, so I have been on for just a little over 2 hours, so I'm going to do a last call tonight for any and all donations. If you have a question that you would like me to answer for you, now would be the time for you to send in your donation or your question. You are so welcome, Darcy. Thank you, love. You have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Let me know how things go. Keep me posted. I really think that things are going to be on the up and up in this situation for you. No, not for them. For you specifically. Yeah, absolutely. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you so very much. If you indeed have a question this evening that you would like Miss Sophie to... I knew, yeah, you knew what to do, but it's always nice to hear from someone else, such as yourself. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's always great to get that additional piece of confirmation. I go to tarot readers myself. I go to friends of mine who are fellow tarot readers. I read for myself sometimes. I try not to read for myself because it's kind of like a doctor diagnosing themselves, you know. I try not to at least not do it too often. I like to keep it contained. But yeah, it's getting that confirmation from spirit that we're on the same page, you know. And I think the High Priestess is a perfect card for that too, you know. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Last call tonight for all donations. Thank you. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. All right. Looks like everyone's happy and taken care of. Thank you all so very much. You too, Darcy. You have a lovely weekend as well. Much love and light to you. And I will see y'all again soon.